Once again, my name is Ellison, and I'm going to be your moderator today. I'd like to welcome you all once again to this session. I'll begin with a couple of housekeeping rules. Please keep your mic on mute at all times. If you have any question, put it in the chat box. We plan on having a Q&A session at the end of the presentations. I'd like to remind our presenters that despite the fact that they're very passionate about helping the youth and the students to keep mindful of time, other than that, please enjoy and do give feedback. Please note we shall share the recording of this on our social media channels as well. Now, I'd like to quickly just show you a brief of our agenda, what we have in store for you today. We are doing this as part of our CSR activities with the hashtag GT in the community. So we're taking out time to make sure we help our brothers and sisters out there to know how to make decisions when it comes to a career. So just a brief definition, dictionary definition of a career is that it's an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life and with opportunities for progress. Now, our agenda is we're going to have a keynote speech which is titled How and What to Consider When Choosing a Career. Then we'll have different representatives from different departments telling you about careers in their different fields that they're in, their different disciplines. We've tried to make this as broad as possible. We apologize for those who are looking for careers in engineering and things like medicine, because we don't have those experts here. Next time, if you do request for them, we'll make sure that we bring them on board so that they can advise you as well. But in a nutshell, this is going to be how we are going to be flowing. Now, allow me introduce our keynote speaker for the day, who is going to be taking us through the topic of how, what, and what to consider when choosing a career. The keynote speaker is Gt Kemigabo, who is the People and Culture Manager at Thornton Uganda. Vicky has over 10 years of experience in human resource management in private organizations and international NGOs. She has a master's in human resource management and she's a certified HRM coach. Vicky, please unmute yourself and start.
Thank you, Elson, for the introduction. Welcome everyone who has joined this session about career guidance. I will start by differentiating between career and career path. Elson has already explained what career is, and I will explain what career path is. Career path is a sequence or a series of job positions held leading you to achieving your short-term or long-term professional goals. So a career path is the route that you choose to take in order to achieve your career goal or goals. So how and what do you consider when choosing a career? Number one is your interest and passion. You should think or reflect about your passion and your interest, and you should align them with your career in order for you to achieve job satisfaction. There are questions that you should ask yourself when planning a career path. One is, what do I enjoy doing the most? You need to think about what you enjoy doing the most. What job can you do and be happy even without getting paid for it? Is there a job you can do and enjoy it even if you're not getting paid for it? What are your interests? So when you consider some of these things, they should be able to guide you on the career path that you have to choose. Number two, is you need to think about your personality. What is your personality type? Personality is the way you think, feel, and behave. So you need to consider the several aspects of your personality. For example, are you a leader or a follower? If you're a leader, you will need to choose a career path that is going to open up opportunities for you to lead, for you to guide others, to set direction for others, for you to achieve your job satisfaction. If you're a follower, you will need to choose a career that will allow you opportunities to do routine work that does not need a lot of effort. So those are some of the things that you need to consider. Consider your personality. What do you do? Do you prefer to work alone or to work in groups? Do you prefer to cooperate or to compete with others? Are you introverted or extroverted? And so when you're choosing a career path, you need to think about, is this career going to give me opportunities to be myself, for my personality to come out? Number three is about your talents and strengths. Again, you need to reflect on the many things that you're talented at, but narrow them down to your potential career. Think about the things that you do naturally, the things that make you authentic, things that you don't have to try so hard. Those are the ones that will guide you in choosing a career, because you will do them as a career, but at the same time, they will give you satisfaction, they will give you stability, they will give you fulfillment. You will feel fulfilled because you're doing what you're talented at and what you're strong at. The other thing to consider is your attitude to work. If you have a positive approach to work and can work in a stressful environment, you may consider choosing a challenging career, because that one will always stretch you and you will enjoy doing it. If you're somebody who cannot work in a stressful environment, who cannot work under pressure, it would be better to choose a career that is more routine, that does not require a lot of your thinking, that does not require a lot of your challenging, maybe things that are not going to overstretch you, because you're not able to handle stress. You already know yourself. I'm not able to handle stress. I cannot do this. But if you have a great attitude towards work, you can cope up with whatever environment you are given to work in, then you can choose a challenging career. You can choose, you can even have many opportunities to grow from one position to another. So what to consider when choosing a career? What do you consider when choosing a career? One is job availability. You need to cross-check if your career path is favorable in the job market. Are there more job openings in the long term? Or by the time you are done with school, that career will be obsolete. It will not be taking you anywhere. So you need to consider, you need to find out about your career path in the job market and for the long term. Then secondly, you need to consider availability of funds. You don't need to choose a career and you're not sure of how will you fund it to the end. For example, you choose to do medicine, but which is going to take you 5 years, but maybe you have funding for only 2-3 years. So you also need to consider the source of funding. It should be stable. It should be able to lead you up to the completion of your course. So it is important to consider that. And also, you need to consider the relevancy of your career that you have chosen. With technology and science, there are many jobs that are getting replaced. Because, for example, the ATMs, bank tellers are being replaced by the ATMs. So you need to be to consider how relevant is this course in the job market. When I finish this course, will it be still relevant in the next 5 to 10 years? And that is how you keep on advancing and growing. So with that, I will take you back to Elson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vicky, for that very insightful submission. I hope everyone has learned as much as I have, especially when you reach the part of the relevance of the job or the career that you want to get into. If you see that automation is taking over, you might want to change career paths before the robots take over. Now, we're going to have Mayanja Michael, who is going to talk to us about a career in audit. Michael Mayanja is an audit associate at the second level at Thornton Uganda. He's known for his commitment to professional services and provision of a high level of confidence to his clients. There is a bit of history with him that is very profound and very surprising when you find him doing accounting, which I will leave for him to share during his presentation. Michael, please take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Elson. Like Elson has said, my name is Michael Mayanja. So at age 22, I was completely immersed in the world of medical professionals. Later on at age 25, I realized that I had passion for accounting. Everything that I did then was to prepare me for my fantasy career as an auditor for 100 of audit clients. So how and why this happened? That's what exactly people ask me why I quit the medical field and applied for a job in Grant Thornton. I tell people my answer is very simple. Medicine is what I liked, but auditing was my passion and what I am, which Vicky has emphasized. You should do something you're passionate about. Let me briefly explain about audit. What necessitates audit is the fact that it is often not possible to check things for yourself, whether quality, accuracy, performance, or existence. You might not have the skills all the time, or you might be in the wrong location. Therefore, you must rely on someone to give you assurance, and the audit is one form of assurance. An audit is an independent examination of and expression of opinion on the financial statements of an entity by a duly appointed auditor in pursuit of that appointment. What do you mean by opinion? Opinion really means that one auditor could look at a set of financial statements and disagree with the opinion of another. Independence is essential in our discipline and analyze the value of auditing. The financial statements consist of the following: the statement of financial position, profit or loss statement, the statement of changes in equity, the cash flow statement, notes to accounts, and any other material identified being part of the financial statement. How did I end up in this discipline? It all started at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, where I was a student in the medical faculty. And during my course study, I found a role model. who urged me to take up a professional course alongside my medical course. I was scared and wondering, how can I juggle through two professions at the same time? But my mentor convinced me and motivated me. He always told me, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. And if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. He later on said, in life we don't get what we want, but we get what we are. The fact that I was so determined and he always affirmed my capabilities, I knew I would make it in God's grace. I enrolled for Certified Public Accountants course with the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda. And by the time I graduated university, I was almost finishing my level 3 of my professional course. During my graduation month, I was at the same time carrying on Grant Thornton interviews to be part of the GT family, for which was a success, and I joined audit department. Challenges in audit in this discipline: communication and interpersonal skills. The indifferences among people in terms of behavior should be critically recognized because different people or different workmates come from different places and are nurtured differently. So you need to interact with people with respect and avoid prejudicing people. You should always endeavor to blend in the organization's culture web. And two is a conflict of interest. As you are executing audit work at client premises, you may be given lucrative job offers, gifts which may affect your objectivity, hence acting contrary to the organization's policies. For example, you may be earning 1 million and the person promises you a job offer of 3 million. If you're not looking at career growth or a career path, you may end up accepting the offer, but then career-wise you become stunted. Computer skills. The discipline requires brought forward practical knowledge in Microsoft Office package, which most people take lightly during high school and campus. 4, there is no laxity in audit discipline. Extra time may be required to accomplish tasks to meet deadlines, which may take your personal time. However, you're required to brand your strength and develop technical knowledge such that you avoid misleading conclusions. Then 5, client attitude. This arises when you ask simple questions to clients for which he or she expects you to know them. To avoid such embarrassments, students should endeavor to ask the team members, because in our discipline we work as a team. Tips and advice on how to make it in audit. Be visionary. Analyze success stories of people and get motivated. Give yourself a vision and it will provide a focus point for you to guide you during the entire career. The future you see is the future you get. Keep feedback objectively. They highlight areas of improvement. Career goal setting. Set goals, appraise the achievement of them, and keep track of those not achieved and assess what hindered you from achieving those goals. Demonstrate a high level of commitment. Be passive, setting goals and doing nothing cannot achieve anything. Develop an attitude of commitment. Prepare to be flexible and understand the fact that commitment to goals means you might have to learn new skills and ready to go extra miles. Challenge yourself. Play a catch me if you can approach. Find a role model. Strive to be better than him or her. Everything learned by someone can be learned by you. No one is born knowing each and everything in this world. Be open-minded. Revisit your goals. Don't be paralyzed by analysis. Be a deliverer all the time. You get employed based on your potential. Deliver expeditiously. Give more than 100%. Address the needs of the organization. Align yourself to the needs of the organization. Offer your education skills, knowledge, and experience. Rewards would flow automatically. Blow your trumpet. Demonstrate the ability to market yourself through the work you perform, how you treat people in the organization, and seek guidance in case of anything. Continuous personal development. You should take up professional courses in our discipline like SCCA, CPA, and other relevant to audit, as they will be the way to market you in the eyes of the potential recruiting audit firms. Then lastly is intern with an audit firm. If you want to succeed and to be good in this career, you need to intern with audit firms. You need to prepare well for interviews, tailor your CVs with towards your skills and experience such that you take up these lucrative opportunities by these audit firms, and you broaden your understanding of the industries. I'll conclude by saying, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Good luck. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Michael. I did not know someone can spend 5 years doing medicine and then end up in the audit field. But like you said, kudos to your mentor. Right about now, we're going to have someone from IT. Ghazali Muhammad is an IT executive in the IT advisory department. Prior to that, he was the IT support executive in the IT department where he worked for 7 years. He studied computer science at Makerere University and is a CCNA certified Cisco certified networking associate. He has over 10 years of experience in IT, and I'm very well aware that the technology he knows is not obsolete. So please let us know how we can make it in a career in IT, Ghazali.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank Alison, Michael, and Vicky for those wonderful presentations. Everything that has been discussed, it truly has been of great value, even to some of us who are already in the field. Sometimes we forget that there are those, there are those general kind of guidelines that we always need to remind ourselves of. So my name is Ghazali Mohammed. As Alison had said, I have been with Grant Thornton for quite a number of years. It has been an amazing experience. Working in the IT field is a pleasure. If you are interested in the subject or the profession, interest goes a very long way. You need to always have that passion, just like how Michael and Vicky had mentioned. Because interest at some point will wane, but you do really need to have the passion and make sure that you are building on your skills each and every day. You're learning something new. So I honestly don't have we all don't have quite a lot of time, and so I'll be brief. I have about 10 minutes. So we can go on and on about this. IT is a very diverse field. There are very many branches. And if we really started discussing all of those, we would lose the whole point. What I am going to do, however, is discuss what we do at Gt Uganda. And we basically have two departments, which is the IT support and IT advisory. And IT support is basically, charged with ensuring that all the IT assets, the computers, servers, access points, cloud services, etc., are operating with maximum efficiency, enabling the production of all the staff, productivity of all the staff at Gt Uganda. So we have things like, of course, the usual hardware, software, systems administration, compliance to cybersecurity, which is a requirement of GTIL. We do have the end user IT security trainings. And of course, with all organizations, business continuity and disaster recovery, as well as data protection and privacy. So this basically entails client data and data that is even belonging to us as a firm. The other department is IT advisory. Of course, like it says, the IT realm is actually dynamic, risky. However, it is actually vital to business processes. So the kind of services that we offer to companies and organizations are really critical, and there is a lot that can actually go wrong. So it needs, it needs you to be at your maximum, in order to ensure that there is adequate service delivery and you are, performing up to the standards that are required of you. Working with an international company has its own, perks, and there is also quite a bit that is required because the standard goes higher. So just very briefly, at IT Advisory Department, we do ERP implementations as well as post-implementation reviews. So those of you, I'm sure ERPs, you can do research if you're not familiar. We also do IT audits, where we cover the IT general controls and IT automated controls. We do IT policy reviews, IT security reviews, end user IT security training. These are basically entailing, making sure that the client understands what is required when they're, to be able to be protected against phishing attacks and all of that. As well as vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, as well as data protection and privacy. So I believe those are pretty much self-explanatory. I would like to take the rest of the time in, discussing some of the broader topics, challenges in IT, for example. Personally, you find that IT is quite it's quite a challenging discipline because there's a lot that could go wrong, and it actually helps. So sorry guys, I've actually been informed that I have 5 minutes, or rather it was supposed to be 5 minutes. Okay, let me try to summarize. Challenges in IT are things like it's very dynamic. There's a lot to keep up with, and technology keeps on changing. What I would say makes IT interesting is the same exact challenges, because you get to maneuver, understand what it is, and how to go about it. Then, of course, my career journey, as Ellison had already mentioned earlier on at the start of this, I was educated in Uganda. And, I must say that the IT profession is quite an interesting subject. You just really need to keep on pushing. Then I think I will actually finalize with the tips and advice, which is really not much because a lot of this was covered already by Michael and Vicky. But I'd say that in IT, you do need to have the passion, you have to have the interest and be able to research and develop problem-solving skills. Improvisation is also very important. And among others, having the ability to not give up. Thank you so much for listening. Ellison, I think that will be all on my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ghazali, for your kind words and telling us what we have to do in the IT realm to make it. Now, we're going to go to the tax department, wherein we're going to have Madvi telling us about a career in tax. So for the next 5 minutes, we're going to be hearing from her. Madvi Balara is a tax executive at Thornton Uganda. She has done her schooling and professional study from India. She's a qualified chartered accountant from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and a certified public accountant from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda. She started her professional career with Thornton Uganda and has been in GT for over 7 years. Her strength is her attitude. She likes to be challenged and strongly believes in herself. Also, her work ethic is on point, and she never neglects an opportunity for improvement. So let's hear from this profound lady.
Thank you, Ellison. Good morning, and thank you to all the people present here with us today. I'll start my brief by briefing you about our tax discipline at Thornton Uganda. We provide number of services as a tax consultants, and we have two branches called tax compliance and tax consulting. In tax compliance division, we provide services like filing of corporate and individual returns, objection management, position reconciliation, tax registration, TIN, tax clearance certificates, TIN deregistration, return examinations, and advise client on a routine tax queries. In tax consulting division, we provide services like tax health check, tax audit assistance, tax opinion, tax exemption, tax refund, mergers and acquisition, transfer pricing, and international tax advice, and so on. So if we talk about my likes, there is an exposure to many service lines and the tax laws of Uganda, since this is an area that few people are engaged in. In addition to the accounting and audit experience got from the BRS department, Taxation gave me an opportunity to broaden my understandings as well as integrating the tax flows of India with those of Uganda and other countries. And friendly environments that gives me a room to interact with a variety of people in different positions. And I like the supportive teams with a creative problem-solving skills. If I talk about challenges, yes, there is a challenges. We have a tight deadlines for the deliverables, given that taxation involves dealing with the revenue authorities, whereby any delay in submission of the required documents or information can impact the client greatly in terms of finance. Also, we have a challenge of a family work-life balance. This comes up especially during June and December, since most clients have these year ends, and hence making it a bit hard to apportion the time appropriately between family and work. Also, our work pressure is also a challenge in terms of managing clients, and also we have to manage the revenue authorities. Now let's talk about my career journey. When I have started my professional studies, it was my dream to work with an international firm to explore my knowledge and capabilities. And here I am with Grant Thornton, an international firm. I joined Grant Thornton with Business Risk Division in 2014, where I worked in various capacities for different assignment of internal audit, fraud investigations, and management audit. Then I got an opportunity to explore my tax knowledge, and I grabbed that opportunity and joined the tax division from 2020. Currently, I am in charge of direct tax compliances of the corporates and individuals, objections, tax registrations, tax exemptions, liaising with clients and revenue authorities, and so on. So how to make in this discipline? So if you want to start your career as a tax consultant or tax advisor, you can think of pursuing academic qualifications like Certified Public Accountants, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, Certified Tax Advisors, Bachelor's or Master of Commerce, post-graduation diploma in taxation management, and some skills like accounting, knowledge of various tax laws and regulations, communication skills, etc. You can do your internship with accounting firms like Grant Thornton and many other similar accounting firms where you can get the working experience. If you choose to be a tax consultant or advisor as your career, you need to keep yourself always updated with changes in the tax laws and regulations. So if anyone wants to know more about this, you can contact us at any time. And thank you for your time and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts with you. Thank you once again and good luck.
Thank you very much, Madhvi. You are the epitome of time is money, because you are right on the money in that point. Everyone else used more than the time that was allocated for them apart from you. So we really appreciate that. Our next presenter from, all right, our next presenter is from Business Process Solution. His name is Shail Patel. He's a BPS associate at Gt Uganda. He's currently pursuing an SCCA and started his professional journey at Grant Thornton as an intern. So for the next 5 minutes, let's hear about how to make a career in the business process solution. The floor is yours, Shail.
Thank you, Alison. Thank you, Vicky, and all the presenters for such a wonderful presentation. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this session with us. Not going into much more details, as Alison has explained who I am. So I'll just give you a brief on what I do on my field. Firstly, we have bookkeeping. Bookkeeping involves the recording on a regular basis of a company's financial transactions. Now you're wondering what financial transactions are. These are like sales, purchases, expense payments, and receipts that the company has. So we record these transactions and provide meaningful reports to the client in the form of a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet, as mentioned by our audit associate, Michael. The advantages of bookkeeping is that it gives you a reliable measure of their performance. It also provides information to make general decisions and plan ahead. Secondly, we have payroll, which involves the calculation of the amount that is to be paid to an employee by a company. The benefits of payroll include companies can track their costs of employment and pay the necessary tax and contributions. Employees are paid on a timely basis. Now, let me tell you about what I like about this career. The amazing part about bookkeeping is how it summarizes the hundreds, thousands, and even billions of shillings into understandable data. This comes in a form of a profit and a loss that shows you the profit if your company has made a profit or a loss, or a balance sheet that presents the value of your company. Although there are many likes in this career, there are some challenges that do exist. Most of the challenges are the same as mentioned by our audit associate, Michael. But the major challenge in bookkeeping is when there is a need to explain the importance of bookkeeping or certain concepts of accounting to a person from a non-financial background, concepts such as forex gains and losses, it's a challenge. But yes, we are navigating through that challenge by coming up with presentations, visual, like the way you're having a presentation right now, visual presentation, so that our clients can understand. Now, how I ended up in this career. It all started when I was doing accounts for my father's business when I was in high school, and I had a little knowledge about it, which made me dig deeper into this field. Then I got advice from my family members to pursue accounting, after which I enrolled into ACCA in Uganda. I'm currently pursuing it. And as I was pursuing it, I had applied an internship to Thornton Uganda. And thanks to Thornton Uganda for giving me this opportunity to work in the bookkeeping department. And I'm having a wonderful time here. Now, let me give you some tips and advices to make it in this career. I strongly recommend everyone to pursue ACCA. This is because it's globally accepted and the program structure is suited for many financial career choices. This gives you an opportunity to explore many career choices and choose the one you enjoy the most. Or you could also pursue a business degree in accounting and finance. I would also recommend you do crash courses such on Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, and general IT knowledge in your free time, since the world is changing to a digitization age. These courses can be found on online websites such as udemy.com, upskill.com, and many others. My last advice to you would be to build habits of adapting to changes, as the economy here is changing drastically all the time. That would be my last advice for you, because it has helped me a lot since we are changing from technology to technology, plus compliance standards are changing. So building habits that are more of that will help you to adapt quickly to changes will be a favorable advantage to you. Thank you all for giving me your time. Now over to you, Ellison.
Thank you very much, Nell. What I've realized is that you've been a protege of accounting. By the time you are doing your father's books at such a tender age,
Yes.
I don't think you'd want to know what it is that I was doing at that age. Just a story for another day, but thank you very much nonetheless. Next, we're going to hear from the people and culture team. That's basically human resource. That is going to be Michael O'Mara. Michael O'Mara James studied bachelor's in human resource management from MOOPS. He has worked with Absa Bank and comes to GT, joined GT last year and has a wealth of experience in human resource management. Michael, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Elson, and welcome everyone on this session of our career guidance, which we've organized. Just like Elson has said, my name is Michael James Omara. I will start by giving us a brief introduction or an overview of what human resources function is all about. The human resources unit is basically around drawing a link in between the employees' expectations and the management objectives in order to facilitate achievement of the organizational goals and objectives. Basically, human resources function is in between the management and the employees. So we are a link between the management and the employees. So I will be talking about what roles do human resources perform in the organization. Then I will also talk about the challenges of the human resources unit. And finally, the tips that would help you make it in this discipline of human resources management. One is recruitment and selection or talent acquisition. It is the role of the human resources to ensure that the organization has the right number of people with the right skills at all time within the organization. Then 2 is on talent development and retention. This involves ensuring that you put in place programs that would enable the employees' skills and knowledges meet their current job demands. For example, training, leadership programs, coaching, and others. The other is a reward management or total rewards. It is the role of the human resources to ensure that the employees do get compensation, rewards, or benefits in respect to their services or contributions to the organization. This would probably be intrinsic or extrinsic rewards. That is intrinsic being non-tangible and extrinsic being tangible rewards such as salary and other allowances. We also manage employee relations. This is putting in place avenues to ensure that the employees and the management relationship is positive at all times. We have to ensure that employees feel comfortable while at workplace due to creating avenues such as open communication, showing gratitude that we appreciate the employee contributions toward the organization, and as well providing feedback to the employees. The other is performance management. At all times, we ensure that we monitor the performance of our employees to see to it that they are in line with the organizational expectations and they are driving at achieving the organizational goals and objectives. Then we also look at succession planning. This is revolves around ensuring that you prepare the employees for higher level roles and responsibilities that may occur in future through delegation and others. Coming to the challenges that human resources face, one is overgrowing employee expectations. You would find that over time, the employee expectations change from time and again. And then at the same time, there are very many employees within the organization. So each and every person has individual expectation. This is a challenge because it's always very hard to meet all these expectations at the same time. Then the other is our emergence of new technology. As human resources, we need to ensure that all our employees cope up with the available technology. So we need to create that environment such that no one is left behind so that they are able to perform their duties in regards to the technology invention. The other is human psychology. It is very difficult to understand the human mind, how it works. So here you would see an employee working in day and out, giving in their best. Then as a human resource, you would choose to develop them and make them better with the intention of having them in the organization for a foreseeable future, but then sooner or later they change their mind. That has always been a challenge. Then balancing the expectation of the management and the employees. It is always hard to ensure that you don't make the employees look like they're being oppressed and also at the same time meet the demands of the management. Then lastly is driving strategy through people. It is the role of the human resources to ensure that we drive this strategy through people, but then at the same time, the organization having different kinds of people, it is who come from different backgrounds and all that, putting all these people's minds in the direction of achieving the goals is always a challenge. Then we come to the tips on how to make it in HR discipline. One is integrity. Ensure that you're honest in all that you do and never get yourself in a compromising situation. The next one is empathy. At all times, you need to ensure that you fit yourself in the shoes of the employees or the person who is approaching you. But also at the same time, you will need to ensure that you do the right thing. Passion. You need to be passionate about people. Human resources being a unit that revolves around people, people will always come to approach you. So you need to be someone who looks out and has interest in hearing what someone has to say. Independence. When making decisions as a human resource, you need to have an independent mind or make an independent decision, which is right, and also ensuring that you don't lean towards one side or the other. Then you have to be a good listener. You have to listen to the employees or to whoever approaches you with a purpose. You don't just need to listen without, okay, sorry about that. You have to be a good listener, as in when you're approached by someone, you need to ensure that you are listening to them with the purpose of giving them solution. You don't have to judge them, and also you need to understand what they are trying to tell you. Then lastly is confidentiality. As in HR, we are custodians of employee information and all other aspects of information that pertain employee personal and health issues. So you need to ensure that you keep secret of whatsoever the employees tell you, such that they will always come again to inform you of whatever is happening in their lives regarding the employment world and as well as their personal life. With this, I would love to stop here. Back to you, Elson.
Thank you very much, Michael. For anyone out there who thought HR was a walking up in the park, now you know otherwise. There is a lot that these guys do. It's bless whoever that is. There's a lot that these guys do, especially it can't be easy balancing between management expectations and employee expectations. So be wary when you're joining that department. Our next presenter from the Financial Advisory Services is Solomon Mandela Luzigamanzi, who is an assistant executive with the advisory division at GTU. He is an SEC affiliate who graduated from Uganda Matters University with a bachelor's degree of business administration and management. He's specializing in accounting and finance. Solomon has been with Gt Uganda for close to 5 years, and is here to share some career tips. So, Solomon, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much, Alison. In the interest of time, I'm going to be very short. So, as Alison has stated, I'm an assistant executive with the advisory division. In the advisory division, we provide two services, which are transactional advisory and operational advisory. Under transactional advisory, we have debt advisory, we have business valuations, we have mergers and acquisitions, financial due diligence, and feasibility studies. If you have time, maybe we can go through them. In the interest of time, I'll just give you an overview of what what we do. So moving on, we also have operational advisory, where we now focus on business process reviews and transfer pricing. Now, business process review, to give you an oversight, is now we're going into a company, finding out what they do and how they do it, and we're going to provide them with advice on how best they can align their business processes to ideal standards. And we also do transfer pricing, where we ensure that the price charged or prices between related parties are at arm's length, so that they don't incur additional taxes. Moving on, I'd like to now just give you a few of the challenges that we face in this area. One problem with advisory is, though it is very rewarding, both in a monetary perspective and also in career-wise, there is a lot of competition because the opportunities are so few. So that's one thing you should know when you're trying to get into advisory, because advisory can lead on to investment banking, into private equity, which can be very beneficial to you as a person trying to earn as much from your career as possible. Then also, it's a continuous learning process. There is no engagement that is similar. While some other careers may have similar processes throughout, you'll find that here everything is changing, everything is different. So you must always be on your feet, ready to learn. In terms of my career journey, I would like to discuss how I started from the time I finished my S6, or the equivalent. I had seen that I wanted to be in finance. I wanted to find out like how much I can learn from finance, or how much I can gain, so I can obtain a career in finance. So I first went Securities Exchange, which is Uganda's stock market, essentially, to understand what the stock market is. After that, I applied for a degree in BBA from the Uganda Matters University, where I got a degree in accounting and finance. During that time, I also did many internships at a logistics company, where I learned accounting, at Citibank, where I understood banking, at CAA, where I understood the business around aviation in Uganda. Then I finally got a job at Grant Thornton, and my previous internships also helped me to really build up my CV. So I'd advise that you really try and do as many internships as possible. Now, this leads me on to the tips and tricks I'd give you in how to make it in your career. As I've stated, internship can really build your CV, like especially if you're in university. Because when I see your CV and I see you've done so many internships, I feel like this person is very, very passionate, and I think he would apply the passion here, which would be very good. Then another thing is professional courses. We undermine them. Right now, I've been here 5 years and I'm already getting a bit lax, but the advantage is I did my professional course in my first 2 years in the company, so it's been very beneficial right now. Number 3 is continue always looking for jobs. Whenever you're searching for a job, don't look at the interview as the end. Look at it as a learning opportunity. You may not really get it, but if you get there, you can understand how to talk to people, how to be confident, how to share my skills and so forth, which will be very beneficial. Another thing is network as much as you can. Join Rotary clubs, Rotary clubs, join LinkedIn, write articles, share your knowledge, share information. So like when someone sees you, they can see, wow, this person has passion. I think they will apply the passion in this organization. Then again, focus, do your best, do good work, do your best, because remember, an employer is also a human being. They want you to do a good job. They don't want to hire you, then they have to fire you. Very many companies would rather not fire their employees, but if you can do the best job you can, they'll be really happy to reward you, to increase your growth, to give you more money, to give you more responsibility. So always do your best. Look at an employer not as a big boss, but as a client who is paying you for your time and your services. So that will really help you as you grow your career. Thank you very much, Alison. You can move on to the next person.
Thank you very much, Solomon. For those of you who might not have picked up on it, Solomon used to be a rapper before he joined Grant Thornton. When he was still at Impost, he used to be a rapper, so that's why his English is like Onavio and let's have a presenter from marketing, which is going to be the last department that we're going to deal with today. The presenter we have from marketing is Bhumi Patel. She is a woman of very many accolades. She's an ACCA, a CPA, an MBA with distinction, as CA, and she has broad experience of over 5 years working as a marketeer and a business developer. She started in GT as an intern in the tax department and worked her way to pioneering the business development department, which now has over 10 people who are working under her. Her strength is her commitment and loyalty. She's passionate about learning and hence open to any opportunity to enhance and build her skills and experience. Moni, please take it away.
So, hi everyone. Ellison, thank you so much for the warm welcome. I really appreciate what you have told about me. So I'll go straight into the point about marketing. So I am a marketer and work with the marketing department of Thornton Uganda. Basically, at this point, I'm going to talk about 2 points, or 2 aspects of marketing, which is marketing communications and business development. Of course, when we have options to Google and find out, what the definitions of marketing and business development are. But just to summarize in a short, is that marketing communications is basically getting, the general public or a specific group of people interested in your organization's products or services, getting to talk about what you offer and to be able to engage with them. There are various methods that you employ to do that, and some of these methods that it's involved is doing market research, analysis, branding, digital marketing using social media such as Facebook, Twitter. It's one of the ways that you have got to know. In fact, how we were holding this online career guidance, training session for you guys. Then public relations. So marketing is a very wide aspect, and it covers a lot of things that, different people, especially you, can explore into it. Then business development, this basically, involves a process of developing and implementing growth opportunities for your business or for company or for the organization that you work for, be it coming up with new service offerings or entering into a brand new industry or brand new market, networking and forming partnerships or strategic relationships with other organizations to bring in new clients. I would like to go to the next part of my presentation, which is, the merits of having such a career. I would like to say that, working in this department, one of the things is that marketing is very technologically driven. Earlier, yes, I would accept that it was not, but recently, because of, let's say COVID or the situation or the demand, this career especially is asking a lot of technological aspects, be it, a CRM software, or be it the social media and analytical tools, which of course enable marketing specialists and researchers to collect and interpret data, that directs their service, client, and promotional strategy decisions. This career has a lot of flexibility. What do I mean by flexibility? I don't mean time, but I mean that it gives a lot of various job opportunities to individuals. When you have a career, or when you're building a career in marketing, it gives you various job options that you would like to specialize in, such as, you can be a brand ambassador, you can be a social media manager, you can be a PR assistant, an advertising specialist, event planner, so on and so forth. Very many opportunities where you can specialize into. It offers a high pay and stability, in fact, in this market. Due to the recent events of COVID and all that, many companies have resorted to, digitalizing most of their company aspects to ensure that how do you keep on your communications with your clients and potential clients. Digitalization, social media, websites, these are the ways that, people keep in touch with their clients and all that. So there is a high, opportunity for people in here. Marketing requires you to stay up to date with the marketing trends, and hence it constantly requires your input in building yourself, your knowledge in terms of the market. It provides you with valuable skills, especially if you're interning somewhere, you're working with an organization. I personally have gained a lot of skills after getting a job. You build on your excellent oral and retail communications. You're doing market analysis. You're doing client and industrial segmentation, demographic, people management, digital marketing skills, and also client relationship management. As part of your marketing career, you get an opportunity to build connections because you have to bring in clients. So people who love networking, who love meeting people and have net and socializing, this is it. This is for you. And lastly, you will find personal enjoyment. That is personally which belongs to me. If you're a creative individual who enjoys collaborating as part of a team, you'll enjoy the world of marketing. You'll explore ideas, devise original campaigns, meet with interesting people, build a rapport between the brand you represent and its target audience. There is no career, of course, without challenges. All careers have challenges with it. So even this one definitely comes with it. Number one is that understanding your clients' needs is quite difficult because of ever-changing market trends, tests, and preferences of individuals. It requires an extra commitment, which could take up your personal life as well, because you need to keep up to yourself with the market trends, attend trainings, read articles, document stuff, then, network as well, socialize. So it's quite a time consuming. And then lastly, of course, not all campaigns are successful. So there is a certain portion of your marketing aspect that could lead, to your marketing strategies not working out. But of course, that shouldn't be a discouragement. It's all about trial and error. And then that's how individuals like. Now, getting on to my career journey. Of course, when Ellison introduced my accolades, you must have noticed that I come from an accounting background. So how did I end up in a marketing, division for that matter? I definitely, very similar to other individuals, got recommendations from my family members that I should explore SCCA, CPA, and the accounting area because it has a high prospect in that matter, and that is what exactly I did. I went into it. I finished SCCA, CPA, MBA, and then also got an internship opportunity at Thornton in the tax department to explore my taxation skills. I landed an opportunity because of my good communication skills and my work skills that, I was given an opportunity to lead or to start up the business development department for this organization. And I thought it was, I thought it would be interesting to see the opportunities the marketing department would offer, and I've fallen in love with it since then. So hence then there is no turning back. Some of the tips that I would like to offer in this marketing career is especially that skill building. It is very important to you to keep yourself open to any skills or any trainings that are available to you. Please don't limit yourself in that matter. I myself, coming from accounting background, did not limit myself. If there was an opportunity for me to explore marketing and see, I was young that time. That was 7 years back. I was young. I was like exploring, what kind of, career I should enter into to be stabilized for that matter. And I was exploring, and I ended up in the marketing career, and I love it. And it's giving me the satisfaction, the personal satisfaction that I definitely need. So it's very important for you to ensure that you do courses like digital marketing, degree in marketing or business administration for that matter. There is Started Institute of Marketing, which is offering a professional certification and organizational memberships. Please ensure that you attend to that and build on your skills. I think that's what I have for you guys. Please, if you need more guidance, please feel free to approach us. We're available. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Bumi. There's nothing like asking a marketing person to talk about what they do. She literally sold us to all join the market. They are the only ones who enjoy. Everyone else said they are stressed when it came to the challenges, apart from the marketing department, which said for them they're enjoying. Anywho, that's been all of it for today. That's all we had for you today. If you do have questions, please, right now would be a time to raise your hand. We'll do a short 5-minute question segment. I'm seeing some questions that are in the chat. Let me attend to those first. From Kevin Coles, thanks for sharing. When is Gt Uganda graduate recruitment? Some of us would like to join. Okay, so kindly keep your eyes peeled to our social media pages and our website. We always post whenever we're recruiting. So just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook, and make sure you hit the notification button such that you get notified whenever we do post. You'll be the first to know. Frank Wakisa, I would like to consult from Michael on the best strategy of getting internship after graduation. I'm losing hope. Like as Solomon said, maybe, as Solomon said, just keep applying. Keep applying, and one of those jobs will be there. Use the interview process as an opportunity to learn more, and you'll get there. Yes, I think we've done that. Kasaija, Elijah Henry, thank you so much. I've learned so much. I really hope you give us another session. I was hoping you'd give us guidance in the career of statistics. Now, just go to our Facebook and write, inbox us, or on Twitter or LinkedIn, inbox us what you'd like us to do next time, which career options you'd want us to bring next time, and we will certainly consider that. Is there any other question? Not seeing any hand that is raised. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Thank you very much for joining us today. I've been Ellison Finomdisha, your host, and I bid you bye.